We have finally reached the end of August, and let's see how many projects I actually finished. I think my goal was to set for 7 projects to start and hopefully finish. A few of them I knew 100% that I was not going to finish, but I at least wanted to try and get more work on them. But I was able to finish quite a few, so I would love to share those with you first. The first thing that we finished in August was my pride and joy, the embroidery yoga top. This thing took me absolutely forever, but I was so glad to be finally done it at the beginning of August, and it has held up super well. I did add fray check to all of the knots on the inside, and then it is completely lined on both sides, so there is no chance of me pulling at any of the knots or anything coming loose from the back. So I'm very happy with how this turned out. When I posted the video, a few people in the comments had suggested this other alternative for the washable facing that I did, and I will be very open to trying that one in the future. That one was the only one that I could find at my craft store, so that was the one that I used. So if I can find that alternative, I will use that one in the future. So the next thing that I completely finished was actually in the last video that I posted. Can I just say that I did not expect my last video to get as much traction, and I absolutely am so grateful for everyone that subscribes and views my videos, likes, comments. It just means so much to me. It makes me feel not so alone out here. From the bottom of my heart, I really thank you to everyone who has stuck around. I appreciate every last one of you, and you guys just make me so happy. The next few things that I made were a bunch of thrift flips. When I saw this beautiful daisy print fabric at the thrift store, just saw it and made my way through this racks and grabbed it. It was not my size, it was very big, and I knew that it could be something really great. I was kind of on the fence because I wanted to have this just as a skirt, but I didn't want to waste the extra fabric that came with the top. So the easiest thing that I could think of was to just cropping it and turning it into something like a little t-shirt that fit me a lot better. In all honesty, since finishing this project, I've maybe worn the skirt once, but I have worn this twice. Bought this jumpsuit from the website, Nothing Fits But. Fortunately, the fit on it was just not working for me. I just felt so uncomfortable with the way that it was pulling already. It was only when I was going back through the pile to see what I wanted to work on that I found this and decided to try it on one last time, but instead of pulling it all the way up, I just left it at my waist, and it was like light bulb. I'm like, this needs to be a pair of pants with suspenders. And I think that these just turned out so cool. Having the ability to take out the ruffle and having it be the wide leg pair of pants that it was before was something that really attracted me to the idea. I love having versatile pieces, and this is one that I absolutely love. And the last thing that I made from that video, I am so surprised at how this turned out. Is this not like the most beautiful color of red? I know that I was going for like a solid colored jumpsuit. So if you can see all the little specks of like blue and purple, that's all from the color correction that I did when the jumpsuit was yellow. If I dyed it the right way, I probably could avoid this kind of inconsistency, but honestly, I just wanted to throw all of the dye into the bucket and then just let it sit for as long as I could. And it worked out great. It did not work out perfect, but I'm still completely happy with how this one turned out. This jumpsuit is 2 sizes too big. I was very worried that it was going to be too big for me to modify back into a shape that would look good on my body. Especially when it's like pants with pockets and a zipper and a waist, it's hard to size things down easily. Luckily, I was able to size this down fairly easily, and much of it is due to the fact that I added in this elastic in the back. This last minute decision really helped the jumpsuit just kind of cinch in and look more fitted to my body. I had 2 knitting projects that I was working on in August. One of them I had finished and the other I had started from scratch. This is the progress that I have made for my Rhoda jumper. I really felt terrible taking it all out, all of the progress that I have done, but it had to happen. It was way too big for me to wear comfortably, and there was no way of me sizing it down through blocking or even just trying to take it in at the sides. It was way too big. Even while I was unraveling this, I had realized that I don't even remember what size needle I was using to get gauge, and therefore I couldn't adjust my needle size for when I would try it again. So we're starting way from scratch with this one, and you know what? That's okay. So as of last night, I have also finished another project. This has not been blocked yet, but I am very happy that I had finished this, and I just wanted to show you. So this is supposed to be the novice sweater from Petite Knit. I added in the center slit with 2 ties to make a little bow around the neck. I just wanted something a little bit cutesy, and I think that this one turned out super cute. As you can tell, red is the color for fall for me. I just love the way it looks. 3, 4, 5, 6. Not bad. 6 projects, fully done. Okay, so now for the projects that I have done little bits of work here and there to make a bigger impact. I'll show you the one that has made the biggest change since the last video. Let me just grab it. Yay! I have now finished this whole panel. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I always forget how much fun I have painting. It can be a little frustrating at times because a lot of the paints that I have are kind of dried up. It just means that I have to kind of use my brain and figure out how to mix those colors with my other acrylic paints. The paint that they supplied me with is a gloss paint, and the paint that I have is more of like a matte colored paint. So there is slight differences. I think it'll be fine. I want to finish this so bad, but I do need to have a break from this to work on some other projects. I will get back to this in the future, but I just need to let it rest in my mind until I want to do it again. The last 3 things that I had on my list, I have put in some effort into, but a lot of the other projects that I was making took up priority. These ones only got a little bit more done. So this is the butterfly embroidery that I was working on, and I started on this side. Put more work into this in the next few months, but honestly the reason why I stopped was I ran out of thread pullers to put for my needles, and embroidery is a lot harder trying to thread all those little pieces of floss into the needle when you don't have that thread puller. So if anyone can suggest one that doesn't break every 5th use. It's so frustrating to think that you found one that will last and then it only lasts for maybe like 5 uses. I go through them like nothing. Please leave them in the comments. I would much appreciate it. Oh, this one's heavy. I did some more work on the chair project, but just not as much as I had hoped. So I went in and dyed all of the fabric to have more of a cohesive look. From where we started to where we are now, I think that these colors look a lot more cohesive together and will look a lot nicer on the chair. I'm very excited to get back into this. Hopefully this fall I will finish it. It honestly is the perfect design and color for a fall/winter cozy chair. So I really hope that that is the driving force for me to finish it, because I would love to have this done so that my chair doesn't look like this. The last thing that I had plans on doing more work on, but I haven't really touched, is the yellow dress. As much as I haven't physically touched this dress, I have worked out my plan on how to make this dress into something that I actually will wear. If you haven't seen the previous video where I look at all of the projects that I want to work on, the idea of this dress is to make something that Felicity Fox from Fantastic Fox would wear. And right now I have it in several pieces that do not really make that style of dress. But I do have plans to use all of this fabric to turn it into that dress. I definitely think that I want to try to make the mock neck, longer sleeve A-line skirt, which means that I have to do a lot of modifications. Luckily, I do have a lot of fabric in the skirt that I can kind of play around with. This is the bulk of everything that I've done, but there are 2 projects that I've one started and one finished for someone else. My sister is a bridesmaid at the end of August, and so I had to do some alterations on a dress that she has. So I was able to do that for her, and she looks great in it. The other thing that I need to work on is a backpack for my son for his first day of kindergarten. I'm freaking out. He's still a baby. I don't know how time has passed this fast, but apparently it has, and he needs a new backpack. I made a backpack for him for preschool, and now he needs a backpack for kindergarten. I went to the thrift store the other day and I found a backpack with some good bones to it. It had nice straps and it had a bunch of buckles and stuff that I could use for the new backpack. So I've already done some work on taking it all apart. So here is the back, here are the straps, and then I'm going to make it a forward flap with a drawstring. And then here is the pulled apart bag. This color is perfect. This is the color he wants. I have all the pieces, I just need to put it together and hopefully I'll finish it in time for him for school. That is everything that I have completed in August. I'm so proud of myself for finishing all these projects and putting work into projects that I have not touched in years. The reason for all of this work was because I hated having them sitting at the side and not touching them while I kept getting new ideas of what I wanted to make. I don't like having the feeling of projects that are only halfway done. I like to finish the project and move on to the next one. And slowly over time, there were certain projects that kept building up and they just needed to be tackled. Luckily, I was able to do that this month and share the whole process with you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you consider subscribing, please subscribe. And if you really want to make my day, I offer up membership now. These are not big prices over a year. If you have the means to support a channel, I would so greatly appreciate it. If not, a simple subscribe and like is all that I ask. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next video. Bye.